This was a generational performance we just witnessed tonight. It was generational for all the sickos that sat through this game and watched it from start to finish. A generational performance for the Raptors players, a couple specifically we're going to bring up in this video. Darko Rajakovic coming out here with a masterclass and executing the tank, driving the tank for 2024. That's right, the Toronto Raptors, it's in full force. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Toronto Raptors put on a masterclass here tonight against the Detroit Pistons. Yes, the Detroit Pistons team that had a historic losing record this entire season. They have now beat the Toronto Raptors twice over the course of this season, and while the Pistons have been playing better as of late, this is still a big game for the Toronto Raptors. And right now, as of recording, I don't even know if as of published, because the Grizzlies were losing to the Charlotte Hornets, when I was watching this game. But right now, we are below those Memphis Grizzlies. We have caught them, folks. We have caught this team, and we're bottom 6, so we have a better odds of keeping our draft pick. So that is huge. That is huge news, and Desmond Bane might be coming back. So, we might be clear of the Grizzlies. Now, they might lose to the Hornets, and things might get tight as we inch closer and closer to the end of the season, but I'm revving things up. I'm revving things up right now. I think Darko Rajakovic, with some of his lineups, some of the things he's been doing, he's been cooking here, folks. He's been cooking, and the Toronto Raptors might be able to make their push to catch the Portland Trailblazers. Maybe I'm delusional, maybe I'm optimistic, but who knows? Maybe the Toronto Raptors can come out here. The Blazers get some wins. It's only 4 games. We've lost 5 straight. I mean, it's doable, given some of the stuff we've been witnessing from this Raptors team to close off this year. So, let's dive into the game, because I know most people watching this video probably didn't watch it, because why would you? Why would you here now at this point? The Raptors had a lead. I mean, we were without Gary, we were without RJ Barrett, who's really been the saving grace to close off this sort of season. Obviously, no Scotty, no Jakob Poeltl. Any of these guys really here tonight for the Toronto Raptors. Kelly Olynyk continues to put up some good numbers, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Get him on your fantasy team, folks. It's a mistake if you don't have him picked up, but did let Jalen Duren absolutely cook on the other end of the floor. And again, it wasn't just Kelly Olynyk's fault, but 24 points for Duren, 23 rebounds, which is kind of crazy, kind of wild there. But, that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes, you bring in an offensive-minded center. He's going to be off the bench for your team and all that type of stuff, and he's your literally pretty well only big man. I mean, Jonte Porter did give us some good minutes off the bench tonight. I thought he did a solid job, made a little spark for this team at moments in this game at 12 points, 2 rebounds, but we are thin in that forward spot, thin in those front lines. And Abaji, guys, he is not a power forward. We have to stop with this. And again, we have no other choice, but he has not been great since he's had some really good early on performances for the Toronto Raptors, but has not looked good really since. Abaji was tough. Grady Dick hit some shots early, but as the game went along, wasn't really able to get his game going. Again, really the only couple NBAers, guaranteed NBAers, it feels like on this team right now. Like Grady Dick is. Grady Dick will be and stuff, but Emmanuel Quickley and Kelly Olynyk, the only 2 half veterans. I guess Bruce Brown as well. And I was shocked to see this box score. And again, am I super locked into this game, Raptors Pistons? Well, I have it on, but am I missing some things here and that? But I see Bruce Brown's stat line of 8 to 12 from the field, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. And the thing I hope about this, the thing that keeps me hope, because the Raptors apparently turned down a first-round pick for Bruce Brown during this year's trade deadline. The thing I hope about these Bruce Brown stat lines is people aren't going to watch the games, but they're going to see those stat lines and be like, okay, Bruce Brown is still worth a first, because, the moments Bruce Brown was in this game, the tank was getting revved up. We need Jaden McDaniels, and we need Bruce Brown on this tank. Scotty Barnes, Grady Dick don't really need to be there. Masai Ujiri, he did all he could to not have this team tank, but holy smokes. Jalen McDaniels and Bruce Brown, man, they are, they won't be on this team long term. Jalen McDaniels is Aaron Baines' legacy, but to a greater extent, to a whole nother level. I think Aaron Baines caught a lot of crap because he was being asked to be the starting center when he wasn't really a starting center, and that team was pretty talented around him. It wasn't Aaron Baines' fault that he was the tank commander, he was this. But McDaniels, man, he has just slid in there and earned that spot. He is coming in, doing his thing. I'm eating crow right now. I thought he was a nice pickup this offseason. Should have listened to Sean down on Sixers Digest, but it was not a guy that really he's impacting things, but he was a steal for the Toronto Raptors because he allows us to really take our tanking levels to the next sort of stratosphere. And you know what? I see people complaining about me discussing tanking, discussing all these types of things, but you know what? There's no debating it. There's no logical reason for you to argue against the fact that Darko Rajakovic is not playing lineups of Bruce Brown and Jaden McDaniels. The only logical answer for that is to lose the game. And you play the Detroit Pistons, yes, they've been playing better. Yes, they have some guys on their team where things are looking nicer, you know? They got the two big lineup of Stewart and Durant ready to fight some people, you know? Stewart ready to throw some punches in the locker room. They do have Ivy back as well as Cade Cunningham, so, you know, they have some talent out there in their front lines. I mean, Wiseman had a cool highlight the other night. You know, they got the Crimson Flynn out there off the bench, you know? No, not getting off the bench. I'm surprised they didn't play him in a game like this. But Fournier getting 5 minutes, you know, the ghost of Evan Fournier, the Quentin Grimes, Scotty Barnes, not him, you know. What can we say? What can we say about this game? Do you guys want analysis? There's no... Emmanuel quickly had 25 points. That's great to see. Bruce Brown's tricking teams out here with that stat line, with that 17, 5, and 2. I don't know, 5, 4, 2, 1. It is what it is. We got to see some Ramsey minutes in tonight's game. First game with the Toronto Raptors, probably getting run. I'm not going to judge him too hard, but 1 of 7 from the field, 4 points, a -10. Made his free throws. You love to see that, but wasn't able to knock down his threes. Had some rebounds at least, hustling out there on the court, which is a positive. But again, Jonte Porter was good off the bench. Jordan Nwora hit some buckets, as he does. Comes in, gets some buckets off the bench. I don't know. We lost the Pistons. We had a lead, and then we're just throwing in lineups where it's just, you know, I gotta turn this graphic into a losing streak because we are full out tank mode right now. There's no debating it. There's no debating it here, folks. We are in full out tank mode, and you know, it's a win streak. We're in a losing streak, a proper losing streak. But I don't know. I think it's doable, folks. I mean, we're hoping the Pacers lose a couple games so they get. We need the Sixers to win and the Pacers to lose. The Heat to win, the Pacers to lose, so they end up in the play-in tournament. They get knocked out of the play-in tournament, so we get a lottery pick. That would be huge for the Toronto Raptors. And then we also need the Blazers to win. And heck, I'm rooting for the Hornets to win, except when they're playing the Memphis Grizzlies, because I want to inch closer and closer and closer to that top 5 pick spot. Get us a top 5 pick. Get us a top, well, it'll be top 4 or 6 right now as is. But increase those odds right now. And, you know, we can't, we're doing a generational job right now in terms of tanking here now at this point, but I don't know, folks. Darko Rajakovic, he's out here cooking in these games. I gotta get more graphics to close off the season because the basketball is tough. But folks, let me know what you guys think about this Toronto Raptors game. If you watched it, if you didn't, go Jaden McDaniels. Let's nuke this draft pick. But you guys are the best. I'm signing out. Cheers.